I look at this, and my eyes are hot. What did you say? What the scene enjoy what raw SAO. Ferdinand doesn't care about AI. He's sitting in a corner cleaning up all the drowned bottles. Hands down on the table. When he saw that, he went to ask Han Ferdinand. What do you do? Why sit alone drinking? Ferdinand yelled at me. Someone who has everything like you. Let me get drunk alone. Hand in the packaging on the wine bottle. Laughing and getting drunk. This is unsweetened wine. You just make yourself drink to the brim. It's just a stretch. Ferdinand spits wine out of his mouth. Shoveling ass set boy scene. He was angry and asked for advice. There's no alcohol. It's called grape wine. He feasts on you at the party. Just drink this. The stern face replied. It's marching now. No alcohol, of course. Ferdinand can't learn anything. Take the chair next to him and sit down. His face was very friendly. There is no alcohol for fun. But your pain I want to hear. Ferdinand silent muse. Then he gave a warning. Take advantage of this moment to live comfortably. Waiting for the armies of the 5 great families to arrive. Will you laugh? Sei Feng caressed chin, smiling confidently asked the real SAO. Are you sure we will lose? Finan banged hands down the table firmly. The power of the enemy in the future. I don't know a thing. Only the Bungpei family has an army of 100,000. Sooner or later, they will settle down. Conquer this place. Listen to Ferdinand say that. Not speaking up. Then he excitedly talked to Ferdinand. I think this word is a little familiar. That's right before I fight you. Someone warned me like that, Ferdinand replied. I see you're poking fun at me. But I have no proof. Ferdinand, serious reminder to exile. You are too hostile. Even if you win me, I can only say that my strength is not enough. Finan pull raw evidence to speak to Liu Feng more convincingly. How many men are in my army? Fight with us. I've made you fight with all your might. Not on the other side, right? They basically have no fighting power. Heard Ferdinand say that. The wind did not respond. And Tim Mo. And he's angry, and he doesn't know what to say. Ferdinand shouted out loud. People of the Han dynasty. He would eventually become a prisoner of Bombay. You don't care what. Quincy is busy answering. There's a good chance I misunderstood this. But he interrupted Quincy and replied. Ferdinand was the future of the Bombay family. Results like that, you shouldn't feel optimistic. Queen smiled and thought of something. She's right. I know. Maybe not. Quincy happily jumped up and patted Vifidin and Nanan. You're not worried about these people. Be touched by their culture and atmosphere. And I don't expect them to die. You are very kind, Ferdinand. He said, shut up and die for me. It's so much fun to change the gender. That's what it turns out. Ferdinand, thank you for accepting to leave me. Ferdinand was said to have a black heart. Don't want to admit. I told you it wasn't. Shut up, but I really hate casualties, and we see no need to fight. You'd better surrender to the Bombay family immediately. I'll make sure the family doesn't mistreat you. Happy to thank you for your kind words. But we will not surrender. Fudina, in surprise, at SAO but Liu Feng survive explained Shofudi, Nan. We know the outside race. Depression Kai Kai have superhuman potential and resistance to mature elemental processing. We can't fight this. But we also have our weapons. Be optimistic and continue. That's the element of heaven. And the power of science and technology. With these two weapons, I believe we're not going to lose to anyone. Ferdinand was quite surprised by the power of SAO science. You guys, I'm talking about these spacecraft and guns. But their firepower is also limited. Mina laughed and replied that that's what the AI said. Mina continued, let Ferdinand understand. Looks like you still don't know all about him. Our reign. The power of our science. Not less than the element. Mina Ferdinand powder, I ask you. Have you ever seen a tool? Can you transmit images thousands of miles away? Have you ever seen a machine that can hold sound? You've seen cars that don't use self-driving cars. Can you still walk by yourself? Mina pointed straight at the Fadlan and firmly added. You've never seen. Don't assume we can't do it again. Foreignander who always sound SAO picture. You're about to face a real war. What does that have to do with the military? Liu Feng Zun answer. You're wrong, Fadlan faced the war. The power of intelligence cannot be underestimated. More, the military power of the Han dynasty was not weak. Not as an example for you. For example, the cake is the royal city. Your soldiers want to attack the city. How are you prepared? Ferdinand replied confidently. Choose the gate with the weakest defense. An improvisational full-power demolition. Happy to respond to reasonable judgment. But how do you judge Ra? Which city has the weakest defense? Fadlan still confident. Send a detective or internal. Next. Use the simulation to describe the next step. Make Ferdinand easy to understand. Liu Feng can speak. You succeeded. I think the north door is the best. So start sending soldiers. But the soldiers are not blind. I quickly discovered your actions. Farina interrupts, giving countermeasure. This is not simple SAO. Send a Centaur team straight to the north gate. Let the detective investigate again. Where to mobilize the most people. I am also excited to be able to speak. This time, the south door is in the opposite direction. Fadlan firmly lifted up the soldier-shaped teddy bear. Answer boldly, then go to the door and take the opportunity to enter soon. Just calm down and respond. You succeeded. If it's two sides, we have the same ability to communicate. You're stupid right now, what? Let me explain in more detail. Have you ever thought how to contact the detective? Even if pigeon mail is the fastest. Want to cross the Han dynasty's royal city. It takes half an hour, right? Fine and amazing. You're talking about the box. Can transmit images for hundreds of miles, Kier, SAO. Give me a hand to reach for the phone. Slow down, fly away and fly back. You need an hour. Our army only needs. You're talking bad. Ferdinand was stunned to see and hear the image. Sound transmitted over the phone. Hello, I can't hear you, Your Majesty. Who find us, SAO? Is the image and voice of Ellie transmitted too? Ellie sees people throwing parties and likes to scream. You guys are cunning. Let's have a party behind my back. Mina laughed and replied, Ellie. The food is delicious. Ellie is crying. It's hateful that bully I can't beat back. You. I saw Mina and Ellie talking on the phone. Farina spray, always. I didn't know how to say it because I was so surprised. Ferdinand asked to save the wind. Where are those two? Here's how to do it. Save the wind also answered for Ferdinand. Ellie and Izina are in the royal city of the Han dynasty. It's a few days away from here. The explanation will be complicated. You see, this is part of science. Cars. Mina is still standing in front of the screen. She laughed softly and continued her exile with Ferdinand. Otherwise, you think we are. How can I quickly find out your news? But Ferdinand is silent and indifferent. Listen carefully. Then Ellie hurried to tell Cho the exile. That's right. Master Luffy asked me to transfer to you. Underworking no matter day or night to optimize Maxim. Finally finished the 2.0. Ellie transmits the image to the exile for a better view. This is the image that the research department sent us. Test products are being delivered to the front line. Guns fired in quick succession into the beer. U5 pictures smiling when the test is successful. They were all moved by Ellie. Ellie excitedly asked to save. How is the missing? Wait for your praise. Have fun getting close to the screen. Ellie did a very good job for you. Waiting for me to come back. In front of you, thank you. Ellie was quick to answer. There's nothing worth reporting. Actually, you can always contact me if you have any questions. We are in the royal city, waiting for the Kai Quan. Fresh air can agree. Everything is thanks to you. Then save the wind and turn around and tell Ferdinand how. Did you believe it this time? The Han Dynasty is not just a thing to do. You can't lose to us. Ferdinand just couldn't understand. He asked. Go ahead and give these secrets. Speak to an enemy like me. What do you finally have in mind? Just feel free to answer the question. I just want to prove it to you. Han Dynasty is worth to cooperate. Finan bewildered cooperation SAO. Smiling back to me. To be precise, cooperate with your family. He went on to be more persuasive. You used to say, power of the Han Dynasty, not enough to deal with 5 great families. That's why 5 great families died. Penetrating into the field sediment. It's also about power. The element suddenly appeared here. We want to protect the land. You only desire power if you do. The Han Dynasty and the Bombay clan merged. Not a good choice, or SAO. The city behind, one of the key cities of the Han Dynasty. I'm with Mina on the plane that's coming. Mina reported the situation to the young master. Our entire army has arrived. Avizi has also come here from the port city to converge. You can start a 2-day rectification period. Prepare to exile Ask Fudinano again. Mina replied. He was under the protection of soldiers. Has left the spacecraft. Go to the motel to rest. Mina slightly lowered her face in response. He didn't agree with us that day. It's a shame. Ferdinand refused to be exiled. I accept your goodwill and honor you. But it's a shame. I still think that you are not qualified to negotiate with my family. Ferdinand was quite determined. In front of absolute power, it's all child's play. This is my final report. For you. Size at that time, too. Just based on that, there is no way for you to believe. That's right. Speak with confidence, but don't jump to conclusions. Tomorrow, we will go to the capital city and settle down. Take this opportunity. Learn a little about the territory, mistress of the Han Dynasty. Save one more chance for Ferdinand after that. It is not too late to decide. Tim Mo inquired about your majesty. I have my doubts. Tim Modi is quite nervous. We're really deploying the state power of the Han Dynasty. Let Ferdinand see what happened. The wind is quite comfortable. I'd love to be able to say, don't worry. We can defeat all the enemies. But the truth doesn't allow me to do that. Everyone sit still and listen to Fong. The power of the Han Dynasty, though the Hung Vuong, but dealing directly with the 5 great families is not enough. Related to thousands, tens of thousands of books of the Han Dynasty, and all of us. I don't want any danger. I quickly realized that I understood. So, we need to engage the allies with greater power. Ferdinand is the best choice. Tim Moti is still worried. Very unvolunteer though, but there's only one road ahead. But how do you convince Ferdinand? He doesn't give up the pride of his family easily. Avji said more. This is not certain, based on Tanger's intelligence. The struggle within the Bombay family is very serious. Maybe we can start there. Save the exhilaration is not wrong to find the common benefit. Can be persuaded. Mina came closer to the wind and expressed, Ferdinand's biggest competitor is in internal family. Bungpei is his great Casaman. Right, not save wind, answer no wrong. That this time Ferdinand's 7-man army failed to call for help. He decided to give him up. I feel a little guilty for Ferdinand. A very cruel person. I'm curious to ask. Young people don't want to. Smiling is not wrong. That's how she thinks. Put your hand out 3 fingers. Then say it clearly. Fadlan will help us for 3 reasons. First, Han Dynasty is worth cooperation. There's power and intelligence that the Bombays don't have. Second, these values. Enough to make up for the damage to the military. Defeat the Battle of Ferdinand. These 3 values are enough to help him turn the tide. In front of him. Ali was worried that this seemed so hard to do. Smiling back to little Ali. It's not easy. That's why we need to take advantage of these 2 days. Save the wind to get people up. Victory must be in the city. Persuade the allies. Our future is in everyone's hands. Everyone is happy and happy, master. I saw Mina laughing. She teases Liu Feng. I can't believe the young man who handles a room full of beautiful women here. Now pay attention to a man. You are also afraid, what? Amazi has more rice. For the first time, I was rejected. That's the carpet I added. Young people have no relationship with men. Timothy came up with the idea. Or help Ferdinand change his clothes. J.A. sounds interesting. This attention may work wonders. Ferdinand wearing a red lipstick women's suit. Please cooperate with me. Cooperated, not you handsome. Think about it, but the wind is always running out of words. Hurry up and drive the girls away. You say, don't bring that scary thing raw to play around with, girls. Have a quick time to do the main thing. Mina still refuses to stop joking about exile. The young master was angry and quickly ran away. When the girls leave, he looked at them and smiled softly. I still have the power to joke. See, their mood is not bad. I can only be convinced. Ferdinand cooperate with us. It is, of course, the first policy choice. Right? Move the scene to the motel in the back of the city. Ferdinand is looking at everything. The room you are in. This is the popular residence of Han Dynasty, Sao. It's also very special. He's looking at everything in the room. The staff member's voice boomed from the radio. Your Highness Ferdinand, can you hear me? Ferdinand gets a good time. I'm paying attention to this radio. This special technique. I can't believe it's not a noble specialty. The radio spoke. I think it's clear. I'm Jin Seneral. It's almost noon. What do you want to eat today? Ferdinand thought for a moment and replied, I can talk about it at lunch. Ferdinand thought to himself. The writer asked him what he wanted to do. Jin Sen's radio replied, if that's the case, I took you on a trip. I'm looking for you now. Then Tuzen seen taking Ferdinand for a walk. Tuzen seen with Ferdinand. The next intersection is the people's street food. I heard the food there was delicious. If you come to the city, you must try it. How can you eat Fudina? Ferdinand just thought this guy was overzealous. Is he in charge of himself or Sao? I want to borrow a chance to get revenge. Taujin seen Fadilin looked unexcited. Taujin seen Ferdinand. Your Majesty doesn't seem very happy. Or thinking about what I asked you before. When Ferdinand is hit, he stands up. Has been discovered. Then I filled the door of the restaurant. Calmly told Ferdinand the stance that led to. You don't have to worry. You and the Han dynasty are now allies. Knight, we're not pulling the knife against the allies. Walk into a crowded restaurant. Silk Jin Sen excitedly told Ferdinand now. I hope you don't mind. Enjoy life here. The food is on the table. It's very diverse and attractive. See that fancy food map. Ferdinand is difficult to understand. This is the restaurant of the Han dynasty. Rich dish, full nutrition. I can't believe there's more wine. Ferdinand was full of contemplation. In Bombay, life is like this. Only nobles can enjoy it. I thought the Han dynasty was like that. But they didn't expect to be so rich. The owner of the restaurant is now offering the menu. Jin Sen, please. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What do you want to eat today? Jin Sen asked again. Do you have anything to offer at your restaurant? The owner was so excited that he introduced me. Green lotus and Ferdinand. That's a lot. Boiled chicken charcoal roast duck. Beef casserole. Steamed lamb ribs. Fish offal stir-fried. Stir-fried vegetables, seasonal. Sour soup also has western fruit juice. Wine of the South. Northern wine. My shop converges to paint the trench of the 4 directions. Make sure you are satisfied. The amazing Finan can't live fresh. Flowers are hard to keep fresh. How can you ship it? I heard Ferdinand ask that. The owner also explained enthusiastically. I get it. You're from the outside, right? I don't know the customs of our Han dynasty. He said in great detail. Other places are rare. Like us, there's a steam train going north and south. From east to west. The top 2 countries can also be traded very quickly. When the waitress is bringing the flower juice, fresh fruit raw invited to guests, the boss is fresh and says this. I'd like to invite you to try the flower juice first. The next call is not satisfied. I didn't take the money. Ferdinand took the juice. And try it immediately. You don't even need a straw. Finished drinking Ferdinand like waking up. It's like waking up all the senses. Ferdinand can't help it. It's for this juice. Your words have wings. This is the taste of fresh fruit. Good quality. There is also cloth and mango inside. The 2 most difficult to maintain. Fine and aesthetic. Now, I didn't know it was possible to let the can enjoy high-class technology. Say not. State power of the Han dynasty. It's beyond my imagination. Good food is quickly served. Serving Tuzen Sen and Ferdinand. After eating, Jin Sen asked Ferdinand for advice. The taste of charcoal roasted duck is delicious. His Highness Ferdinand. Does the food here suit your taste? Ferdinand nodded. Not bad, not bad, Ferdinand thought to himself. The food is really rich and fresh. Such a transport capacity, if it can be used in the military. The Han army's food can be replenished permanently. There's no problem. Fight a long battle. No one can fight them. Behind the Fadilin. 2 guests are asking the boss. This boss, the time is coming soon. Open the TIVI. Listen to the play this time. There's a bird tribe in that act. If you miss it, it's a pity that Ferdinand will be surprised. SAO drama. Jin Sen saw the reaction of Ferdinand. He asked, "Your Majesty doesn't like to see theater, either. I hear this is the first performance of the new play. The theater can be viewed at the right time." So lucky. Ferdinand is curious about Seoul Drama Institute here to see SAO. The boss was just in time to arrive. You can take control of the TV and start the play. There's no way with you guys. It's only starting now. VI has just been opened. The people in the restaurant were excited. Good, just in time. Heard, this is a story about 3 great heroes. White hands. That's great. In the play, a character in white is sighing. The long-bearded figure said, "Great macho for the country." Why sigh again? I looked at the VI and was amazed. It's kind of technical. It's like a long-distance video transmission on a spaceship. Above TIVI, character is still talking, but we are fraternal sister. Concentric force. Then doing such a big thing is too good. The play is still playing, and Ferdinand was curious to ask Jin Sen. Not at the Seoul Drama Institute. It can be as simple as that. Also free screening for commoners SAO. Not. This kind of technique is specialized in military SAO. The opposite of Jin is even more difficult to understand military Fadalin. Of course not. Seijin Sei zealously recommend show Ferdinand. This is science and engineering. That after his appointment as king reformed. To bring benefits to the polymath. Your Majesty thinks that people need to open their minds about culture and entertainment, so invest a lot in this area. Except for free play, of course. Best will also be saved to CDs and recording rolls. Proceed to sale. Very good income. For example, the CD set of Trainer 3. The Good People's Union. Meet on the Road of Unity. Kim LAN Sister. CD set selling price 9.8. Expect on your order. Ferdinand was surprised. Course think audio-visual storage techniques. I can't believe it can even be used like that. In my hometown, only nobles have money. Go to the scene to enjoy CA expensive drama. Finan thought on. The average person can't touch the door all their life. Don't talk about the CD. Look at people in the restaurant. I still enjoy watching TV shows. Ferdinand is even more surprising. I thought that the land was quiet. It's just a wasteland. It's just elemental power. I despise them. That's how it counts. If we ally with the Han dynasty, it doesn't seem like a bad thing. The 2 of you leave after eating. Tojin Sen excitedly asked Han Fadalin how satisfied he was. I just enjoyed watching the whole play. Living is really good. Do you want to go somewhere else? Ferdinand replied that I had no goal. Is there any specialty in the city? Fast car Turan. Speaking of specialties to the city. The city in the mountains, SAO didn't try that. He reminded me of the evening. Lead you to it. Faranon I knows letter, Okir. T. Munsen happily replied. Of course, it's a hot spring. Inside the storm and the girls are waiting. I'm eating cake. When you see 2 people coming in, say hello. Silk Jinsun and Ferdinand are here. Exhilarating to say more. Is it fun to play today? Jinsun replied happily, thanks to your Majesty's blessing. It's very fun. Ferdinand is asking you a little bit. Farinan shouted against the exile. I can't believe so many women came to take a shower. Don't know wholesaler SAO. Quincy grinned at Ferdinand. I can't believe Nanan is so naive. Ferdinand flushed his face. Timothy said softly to the Phil. He's blushing. You can't think of something dark. Adventure. 8 minus 9 parts is thinking of male and female bathing together. 2 are men. Mina from the inside out, happily welcome. Why is that? Just in time for us to open our eyes. Pull out the curtain. A beautiful floor appeared in front of the Fadalin, filled hot in the bikini. Mina is proud to say, see the benefits of bathing suits. Not our daughter yet. Ferdinand looked at these girls naked and thought, I want to be quick enough to see it. Your movements. It's also very fast. Tu Jin-sen is praising Queen Timothy. Your Majesty, the swimsuit is gorgeous. Timothy shyly replied. Thank you very much. At that moment, I saw a trail of blood, and the Jin-sen panicked. Is Ferdinand spray nose blood that fainted? Jin-sen is worried and lay Ferdinand awake. Your Majesty, wake up. Take care of the harem and disperse it. Ferdinand passed out on the spot. So the bored American women left. AVG despises Ferdinand. That's the only way outsiders are quiet. Flay regretted it. If possible, I'd like to take a shower with the young master. J. A hasty reminder Flay. This statement is very dangerous. Mina is busy asking for ideas to save the style. Is my new swimsuit beautiful? I love you very much, he happily replied. Of course, it's lovely. Don't forget to praise the other girls. The clothes are suitable for everyone. The therapeutic effect of the hot spring. That's very good. Everybody forget all your troubles tonight. Relax and enjoy. All American women are welcome. Inside the hot spring, the warm smoke filled the room. The bathroom side Nam Liu Fong is extremely relaxed. It's so warm. Winter that soaks in the hot springs. It's a pleasure. Jin-sen flattered the wind. Choose the back to adjust. You are very smart. Ferdinand is not fully awake. Dragged down into the hot springs, are sports whining. Your Majesty, those women are too scary. When the Lotus Silk saw Ferdinand speak, she was glad to come out. Your Majesty is awake. The wind is relaxed to respond. No wonder everyone is cute. Ferdinand ran out of words. Ferdinand began to clasp his hands and sit still. Fadalin clasped her hands and recited the women's recitation. Women will affect the speed at which I draw my sword. Purify the soul of sex. Tu Jin-sen just stared at Fadalin. And tell the wind, there is a holy light behind you. She sighed and escaped, and she Fadalin. By the bathroom, the Fadalin woman is resting. Suddenly startled by Mina's voice. Mina is happy to talk out loud. I seem to hear your Majesty praise us as lovely. Mina said that. I also add words like that. Master is with Sao. The hot spring is very comfortable. Thank you, young master. That voice reminded me. Flay, be careful. The straps are down. The bathroom side. Nam Ferdinand is playing with himself something unknown. The voice in the woman's room echoed again. It doesn't matter. It's all women. Take off your shower. Stop. Don't take off my pants. The wind and the wind on this side. My face is red. Next door is heaven. Fadalin is grumpy. Han Dynasty women are all very scary. Sei Feng patted his shoulder to comfort Ferdinand. Everybody's having fun. Ferdinand is still not familiar with our customs Sao. Ferdinand was embarrassed for a moment. Then Ferdinand scratched his head and replied to the exile. The life of the Han Dynasty. Completely different from Bombay. Save wind turn on the wind. You tell Ferdinand. I want to listen carefully to your story. You share. Ferdinand started talking to you here. The difference between Gentile and noble is not great. Diverse races can live together in peace. There's also new interesting toys. Ferdinand sadly went on to say that Bombay didn't have it. Can't help but acknowledge me once. There's another look. Your Majesty, I once thought. The land of the dead is a land of savages and slaves. Never cultivated. Welcome back to Save the Wind. I have received this award. Because the life of cynicism can be enriched. Our colors do take a lot of work. Fadlan eyes glowed and said, but what's called high-tech? You're the only one who thought of it. It's a miracle. Taujin Sente save Feng Daffodinen, of course. Your Majesty is a genius whom God loves. It's not just high-tech. 2. The food and culture level is also very high quality. Liu Feng laughed too much. Save Feng aesthetic. I can't tell you. They're products of the earth. How to ask Fadlan? If you can convince Bombay and Han dynasties cooperate, we've agreed to sell these techniques gradually. For your family. With reasonable price. Ferdinand asked the surprised brother back. Sell these techniques to us Sao. That's not a happy answer, of course. This is the biggest idea. Han dynasty signify to your cooperating friends. Te Ra wants to cooperate with Ferdinand. But Ferdinand hesitated undecided. That's why I don't want to make it harder for him. It only reminds Fadlan to think carefully. Fadlan for our bilateral benefit. We need each other's strength. This decision made Ferdinand cautious. Think more carefully. Ferdinand lowered his face and softened his voice. Can't help but say, your will. It makes people very emotional. If there's a further increase in the power of science, techniques of Han Dynasty Bombay, of course, you can't win. Ferdinand suddenly stopped, he said. But this is important. I can't easily agree with you. More. My words are not enough to decide. Save the wind, because you're fighting with you, or Sao. Ferdinand nodded and replied that the person who investigated me was also thorough. Just relax and say, of course. You know I've won 100 battles. But it is enough for you to accept the Han dynasty. The conditions that we've proposed are permanent. What is for an enera? I'm excited to explain when. You need help. The Han dynasty will provide you with reasonable assistance. At the same time, we hope you can be a bridge between the Han dynasty and Bombay. Looking straight at Ferdinand, I promise you, you can think slowly. Ferdinand Finan spoke for a moment. I can't really see through that person. Save your Majesty. Liu Feng laughed innocently. He is such a handsome man. And Jin Sen Silk enjoyed the hot water silently. Sen Ra's diplomacy was very successful. It is not a great honor, your Majesty. Ferdinand began to enjoy the hot springs. I'm happy to say it's good. Before I leave this place, then let me see what you're capable of. Han Dynasty. Night falls under the hot spring bathroom. Save tie envelopes, enjoy hot coffee. Aveni asked the young man, who really want to work with the Bombay Sao family. Resonance science and technology with them, Sao. Mina firmly refused. Of course, it's impossible. Sell the technology to them. We don't have to fall directly into the tiger's mouth, or Sao of easy contemplation. If that was the case, Master said these words to Ferdinand. It's the art of diplomacy, not save the wind smiling back. Of course, I wasn't serious at the time. This answer made Mina and Aveni angry. Let the two of them understand. The owner of a country. Of course, we're not going to sell water for glory. The technique is not the same. It will never stop evolving and changing. For example, guns and cell phones for us. They are already backward. But for those who haven't been exposed to high technology, how to use